speaker. Okay, I went through a very tough time. We are here to share a little bit of our experience, how we went through the liver transplant and so on. Can we go to the next one?
Is it recording?
Okay, I was diagnosed having liver problem when I went for a gallbladder operation in December year 2000. Only then I was diagnosed that the liver is cirrhotic, and I went for the open colostomy.
Open cholecystectomy. Removal of gallbladder, but then they did an open one because he has ITP. First they suspect that his platelets was low, so they was thinking that he's got this ITP. So they said, okay, let's do open. They don't want to do blood calling. So that's why he went for open. During the table, on the table, they found that his liver was cirrhotic.
So at that time I was 35-year-old, right? And I went for, I had my child on 7th December 2000. And this was the one day after my daughter's third child born. The next day I was diagnosed as having liver cirrhotic. And it's a very bad condition at that time. I was under Dr. Geetan. I think you all know Dr. Panir's clinic in Jalan Ipoh somewhere. So I was under Dr. Geetan, he was treating me. And I went 5 times for binding, for bleeding, 5 times.
Actually, he has no bleeding, but then prophylactically, that means before it is in some stage, we go and bind it up already. So usually it's always like that. He never had any bleeding, but prophylactically we do that maybe 3 months to 4 months time. When there is a little small one, then they just bind it up. So it is about 5 times there during the time. On the set. But his first ascites was on the 17th October 2006, where actually that's the time that Dr. Geetan felt that there is hepatologist around in Malaysia that he feels that they will be the better person to look after. So that's where then he referred to Dr. Shankar. Dr. Shankar was previously is also from Selayang. So in November then, Dr. Shankar has then told us to go to Dr. Ganesh and put our name there because if we required a transplant, then we'll be there and then to be cared under by Dr. Shankar, Dr. Ganesh in Selayang. So it was from November 2006, I was under Dr. Ganesh. Then continue the binding under Dr. Ganesh twice, and also after when Dr. Ganesh left, then Dr. Ganesh passed over to Dr. Shamila. So this is our, everything is in detail, you know why? Because everything that's happening, I file them. Every investigation that's happening, I file them. Because anytime, anywhere, wherever I'm going, the bag is coming with me because that's everything in there. So that's why I know in detail when are the dates and what I've done. Okay, in June 2009, that was the first time that he had this spontaneous bacterial peritonitis. Actually, this is actually what he called as the ascites.
Bloated, leg swollen, and so on.
In 2000, September was the first complication that he had was hepatic encephalopathy, where he lost his memory.
For 4 days. I lost my memories for 4 days. I don't know what happened. I was admitted in Selangor Medical Center at the time under Dr. Shankar.
But then after the June, the spontaneous bacterial peritonitis, I've already actually made survey. I've made survey like what Dr. Ganesh knows that he has given us the book. The minute you see Dr. Ganesh has given us the book for the transplant. So I did survey for so many countries. And then I found out that Singapore was 300,000 Sing dollar at that time. And then China, there was really, when I mailed to a few hospitals, I think I mailed for 3, but I get 10. Where I don't know how they got it, and they all coming in just pouring to me, telling me that you can just come for a holiday and have it done and everything. Like something which I felt very uncomfortable. Then I said, no, then this is not the place. Actually, we chose India because of, then the next was India. Singapore is too expensive for me. UK they did, but that is somewhat expensive. I cannot afford. Then I thought,
Almost 1 million RM.
Okay. At that time.
at that time. So then I looked into India. So India was a place where I felt that I was able to come up with the money. So the survey, what I did is I went there to the hospitals and I went through to the few hospitals. I went to Delhi, I went to a few, both of us. Only both of us, I carried my medical bag and we walked in. I made the appointment with every doctors in the net and I made the appointment, I went there. So I went to Delhi, I went to 2 doctors.
And year 2009, I lost my job. I sleep at home all the time. I don't go out anywhere.
Because he's unable, he's a little bit of tired. He was not really very distinct. So it's time for him to take rest.
I love sports and no sports. 100% no sports. I can't go for sports.
So this is the hospital actually we chose after the selection at the Lakeshore Hospital to the liver transplant. In October, we went for a screening to evaluate me, and my husband and I, both of us went to see. First of all, we have to evaluate whether I can donate or not for him. I took the risk of let me do it.
Yeah, I told her no need because I got my CPF, I got my savings, everything. She said no. I don't want to see you dying like this. That's what she told me. I convinced her, don't. She said no. So, yeah.
It was a hard time. 9 years it took me to convince him to come to a stage that where he agrees. I did not force him for any reason. Just let him go through them until a condition where there is a need. Then I said, okay. So this is
And even Dr. Ganesh and Sharmila in the stage, they asked me, why both of you? I got 3 kids, father, mother, and grandmother with me. And she's a donor, I'm a recipient. We're both going for the operation. They're taking a very high risk. We took the
But lucky thing, when they evaluated me, they said that okay, I was okay to be a donor for him. So in that way, we were lucky. So I don't have to ask anybody else. I didn't want to ask anybody else because everybody has got family and everybody has got husband and wife. If I ask the husband, the wife will be sad. The wife, husband will be sad. What should I
came
discuss
forward,
with his
some
life?
by themselves came forward, but then I don't think so. They have the willingness to do that. They have their own family. That's my brother.
He came forward. Actually, he came forward. But I felt pity for the wife. How could I just stand there and say? So I said no. But then I had another one, family support from my sister. She came down with us because I know that I need support. Both of us are going, we need support. So that's how it went. This is how he looked
How am I in 2009?
before the operation. You see, his stomach.
Stomach was very big. And it's in one of the conference when I was working in 2009 January. So very
Difficult
very
time.
lazy boy. Don't do anything. So,
I just put some photos just to make things a little bit better.
This one day before we go for the operation. The next day we're going to the operation.
This is in India. We have really gone into the hospital. This is just a ward. In the ward, it was a single room. Their room is so small. They are not the luxury ones. It's a small one. But it's just nice lah. So just one day before. And this is the person who came with me, my sister, my brother-in-law.
We had the support. So without their support, we wouldn't have made it.
This is my sister and my brother-in-law, and this is Chandran's brother and the wife. And these people, what I did was, I did a lot of plannings actually, a lot of plannings, because while I went for evaluating, I start looking for house. Because I know even though India is a place where I've been, but still their food and their things and all is not the same like what I wanted, and the taste won't be the same as what I wanted. So I wanted to have a homestay. And I got a house near to the hospital, and this is the colonel. He's a colonel, and he and his wife, and they were there giving us the whole house of their, upstairs. They had a house to give us. So I had a house by myself, and also I had a kitchen. about cooking and everything done. So I brought one bag full of food to cook there because we know we'll be there for a long time. My sister cooked for us. So cleanliness is one, and how we
Taste.
wanted, and taste to our taste, because knowing that we need that all those things to support us. So I
December 2009, we had our transplant done, and of course, my wife was the donor. And the cost, overall, everything came up to 250,000 RM. This is including of the house we stayed, the follow-up, and all these things, full cost at the time.
150,000 was those time. The time is their cost. The care first was 150. But we had some more extra that we have to spend just to make. Yes, follow checkup, everything we just included in this.
For 1 week I was in the transplant ICU, and then after that they transferred me to the isolation ward for another 2 weeks. And then another week they asked me to stay back there 1 to 2 weeks to check whether I can go around or not outside. And then the doctors they come up to the house and check me, and then I have to come under 2 days once. I have to give the blood to do the testing and all those things. Then after 2 weeks they say okay, then only they release me. They say you can book a flight to Malaysia.
Actually, I was also lucky. I was very lucky, you know why? Because this Lakeshore Hospital is a hospital, the doctor is he's from UK. And I had this doctor that I saw in Delhi that I was really also convinced with him. And this doctor has called the other doctor to come over to the same hospital, and both of them were there. And I was really happy because two of us will go together to the operation theatre. During the operation, both go together. I go first. I will go first about 2 hours early,
Because
then only Mr. Chandra follows.
Ladies first.
So I went in first. Well, you won't believe, we were cool and calm, ready for everything. And we did not make any, and every doctors who see us and talk to us, the anesthetists talk to us, they said, "Whew, you won 50% of your battle." He said, why? Because you are really comfortable. And we weren't comfortable. You remember the next day I'm going for the operation, I got up in the morning, I thought I was in Tawakal, and my anesthetic doctor, Dr. Sapani, came in my dream. 5 o'clock morning, I got up and called him, "Dr. Sapani, how come you came into my dream and I'm going for the op and you are there with me?" He said, "I'm sorry, I can't come there to do for you." I was that comfortable, both of us, and my sister and brother made us really nothing is that I know that there is a risk. In their own operation theatre, that consent, they are very, very detailed, not like just telling you a statement. The first statement they written up there is few 100% you may die on bed of the transplant. They spelled out. They do tell, if you have this complication, you can die. If you have this complication, we can survive, but you must get another donor. If you get this complication, you can do, but with the medication. If this complication, we can do with some other surgery. They really spell out everything. And I was the one who signed. And when Mr. Chandra came, he said, "Should I read?" I said, "No need. You just sign." Why getting worried about something whether it's happening or not?
2009, when I was before going for the operation, I was thinking that's the end of my life. That's it, finish. Because my condition was like that. All the time in the room, lying down, do nothing. It was nice. Okay, this 5 days after the operation.
We took a few photos, after the operation.
Can see already.
This was his 5 days. This is all was in transplant ICU. Transplant ICU.
What is that? Neck, is it?
So that's actually for the medicines to go in and everything. Regular way they had things, so they just cover it with the sterile cloth. But their transplant is very good because why? They have got 3 doors before they really going into the room, isolation room for. They have got liver transplant, a separate one, kidney transplant, a separate one. Every ICU is separated. So in that way, this was a liver transplant ICU. And for one patient, 2 nurses. We just purposely asked them to take off, please take off for a while, your stand because can't see your face. They all were in mask. They were full in mask. So one patient,
2 nurses.
2 nurses. At the critical time when he came back, it was 4 nurses. And there will be a doctor with him. If it is he is on anesthetic, he was on the ventilator, there was an anesthetic with him.
This is in isolation ward, outside from the ICU. They put us in isolation ward. So actually they asked me to, Dr. Ganesh, they asked me to wear mask. I said, do I need to wear mask? Or the others must wear the mask. I said that is better. So whoever can do the job, they wear mask. I realized they don't wear mask.
But here we have gone through a lot. Actually, the stocking is actually
For what?
Swollen.
both legs are really swollen at the beginning, as usual, because he was lying down for 5 days and everything. So things recover, but a lot of things that
In between.
My hands were like this when I came out from the operation. After 5 days, after ICU, I came out
Cannot
from
straighten.
like this. Slowly I do like this. Every day I exercise, and I start writing, then we came up again.
okay, this is the doctor who actually operated us. This is Dr. Venu. He's from UK. And this is Professor Dr. Koshi. He's the hepatologist. One thing very lucky was because I was the first Malaysian who went there to do. They have got other foreign countries people who went there to do the transplant. From Malaysia, I was the first one. And they were very happy, and I had my mother tongue was the same mother tongue of theirs, so they were very happy to have us around. And they said, I don't know why we became close to you. Actually, we are not close to patients, but I don't know, somehow or other they were close to us. So they actually came by. This is the coordinator, the one with the white sari. She was the coordinator. She, my daughter, she
That's
came
what
down.
Dr. Ganesh said there just now. Coordinator, she really particular on the coordination work only, no any other works. So she, everything, fingertips, she will arrange everything for us.
Right.
And this is another surgeon,
This is another surgeon, this is Dr. Gusharan, and anesthetist.
his wife.
His wife actually, but she's an anesthetist. So this is the house where we were staying there in India. Homestay.
It's 4th week out of operation.
It's already 4 weeks already there.
And after that, I continued back my studies, I finished my masters, and just graduated 30th September.
So not only this one marriage, but also can study.
But in between, I stopped. Actually, I started in 2007. 2009, I stopped until 2011 because I can't do studies after that. Then I continued back in 2012 and 2013, just September I graduated. That's all.
But you did not in any medical line lah.
Who?
Did
Me?
you study?
No, I'm business psychology.
Masters in management.
Medical line, I
So this is actually what we had the thing. But I don't know what you want to ask, what you want to know, maybe we can this thing.